Good evening. Welcome to early evening Vinyasa Yoga. For tonight's class, all you really need is a mat. Maybe just even some carpeting, but a blanket is good, and some blocks are good. And I thought we'd get started in a comfortable, easy seated position, Sukhasana. So maybe on the edge of that blanket to help elevate the pelvis a little bit higher than the knees, and the pelvis can tilt forward, freeing the spine. The shoulders can relax. And your palms can be face down on the thighs to feel more grounded. Relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the neck, loosening the jaw. Maybe bringing the eyes to a close. Allowing yourself to shift internally. Noticing everything that you've brought with you. Acknowledging everything that you've got going on in the present moment. And slowly drawing your awareness to your breath. And just finding your natural breath. Noticing your inhale. Noticing your exhale. Ideally, you want to be breathing through the nose, unless you're congested. But otherwise, not really trying to alter the breath, just noticing the length of the inhale and the exhale that you brought with you. Perhaps noticing the expansion of the belly on the inhalation. And the contraction of the belly towards the spine on the exhalation. If the mind wanders away from the breath, maybe to plans for later or memories from earlier in the day, just gently bring it back to your inhale, and bring it back to your exhale. And while you're here, paying attention to your breath, seeing if you can simultaneously expand your awareness to include your entire physical form. So just giving yourself a little bit of a body scan from the head to the toes. Noticing any sensations in the body this evening. Maybe some slight aches or pains, or maybe aches and pains have gone away. Noticing any tension or sense of comfort or discomfort in the posture. It's just the feeling of your clothes and your skin. Letting the feelings in the body, along with the awareness of the breath, tying those two items together, to help ground you and anchor you here in your practice tonight. We'll take a moment here to set an intention for our practice. Something you'd like to gain, something you'd like to let go of throughout your efforts and energy this evening. And once your intention or dedication's been set, we'll just bring the palms of the hands together, the heart center onto the mudra. And then here, we'll take a deep conscious inhale through the nose. And follow out with a deep conscious exhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. And slowly opening eyes, coming back into the room. Namaste. We'll just inhale the hands up to the ceiling. And on exhale, we're just going to lean to the left. Just bringing the left hand down, keeping that right arm up. Just a little bit of a lengthening of the spine on the inhale, keeping the sit bones grounded. And on exhale, just leaning over. Breathing into the right side of the rib cage. On your next inhale, coming back up, reaching up to the sky. And on exhale, leaning to the right. Breathing into the left side of the rib cage here, keeping those sit bones grounded. Every inhale, lengthening the spine, creating space. And on exhale, leaning a little further over. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, leaning. Inhale, back up to center, arms back to the ceiling. On exhale, just going to twist to the left. So taking the left hand behind you, right hand to the left knee. Every inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, twisting it out. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling back to the center, taking the arms back to the ceiling. On exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Taking that right hand behind you, creating a second spine almost. Now every inhale, lengthening the spine, creating space. And every exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale. Hands back up to the ceiling. And on exhale, just bringing them down. Walking the fingertips out in front of you. Holding forward a little bit. Doesn't have to be all the way to the floor. You want to keep the sitting bones grounded here as well. Every inhale, lengthening the spine. Every exhale, leaning a little further down. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, melting. Inhale, walk the hands back in. Lifting up, hands up to the sky one last time. We're taking them around behind you. Take a little bit of a baby back bend here. We're coming up the fingertips behind the back. Opening up the heart, opening up the throat. Keeping control of the muscles in the neck. So you're not just flinging the head back. Definitely taking a little bit of a back bend here. Breathing, lengthening, back bending. Reaching the top of the spine back to the wall behind you. And on exhale, coming back up. And then we're just going to roll over under our hands and knees to a table position. So maybe using that blanket that you were sitting on, maybe opening it up one more time. Placing it under the knees if you like. Not necessary if you like it. Patting under the knees. And finding the wrists onto the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Fingers are spread wide. The hands are like pressing down into the ground like pancakes. Inhale, lowering the belly, lifting the heart. And exhale, arching the spine like a Halloween cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the hips. And exhale, arch the spine. Inhale, lowering the belly, lifting the heart, lifting the sit bones. And exhaling, arching the spine. Inhale into a neutral spine. And on exhale, we're just going to take the big toes together, walk the knees out a tiny bit, and drop the hips to the heels, finding your way to a child's pose. Resting with third eye on the ground. And child's pose is a great place to go tonight if you need to rest at any point in the practice tonight. And from here, we're going to curl the toes under, reach those arms out in front of you, really press into those pancakes again. And we're going to gently lift the knees off the ground, reaching the heels towards the ground. Taking a moment to notice the distance between your hands and your feet. Maybe coming forward to plank for a moment. Seeing if that inspires you to change the distance at all. Then lifting the hips up and back again. And just beginning to pedal the feet, taking your downward dog for a walk. And ultimately finding stillness. Even in stillness, there's still movement. Reaching the torso back towards the thighs, and they might never get there. Heels, of course, are reaching down towards the ground. They might never get there. They might be there. They might not. You're externally rotating the upper arms as you internally rotate the lower arms. Relaxing the shoulder blades down the back. And then we're just going to slowly, mindfully begin to take a little walk forward and a little baby step forward. Ultimately, finding your way at the top of your mat. And standing forward fold. Ragdoll position, maybe let the arms just hang. You can also reach for opposite elbows here. You can interlace the hands behind your back. And then we'll just begin to bend one knee slightly, and the other knee. Really just rocking and swaying side to side. And letting the neck hang. It's like the head is like super heavy. It's about to roll off the neck. And then bring stillness. Let go of your elbows if you're hanging onto your elbows, or let go of your hands behind your back. And then we're all just going to bend the knees. Begin to stack vertebra on top of vertebra, slowly unfurling the spine. The head and neck is the last to lift. Finding your way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Mountain, feet are grounding down towards the center of the earth as the top of the head is reaching up towards the sky. Palms are forward, shoulders relaxed. Spine has its natural curves. You're slightly drawing the chin in towards the throat. We'll inhale the hands to the heart center. Exhale here. Inhaling, reaching the hands up to the ceiling. So on exhale, trace the midline or swan dive if you got room. Holding forward. Inhale, lengthening up halfway. And exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, reversing the swan dive, taking the arms all the way to the ceiling. Exhaling the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, swan diving or tracing the midline. And here, maybe finding a couple blocks. We're going to lengthen the spine. I'm just going to step that right foot back. Lunge. And in this low lunge, we want to make sure that left knee is over the left ankle. The back leg is long, so it's pressing, like the heel of that back leg is pressing into an imaginary wall behind you. You're coming up on the blocks, or maybe just spider fingers so you can free the sternum so you can breathe fully. And just beginning to wiggle a little bit forward and back. Waking up the hips and the hamstrings. And then find stillness. And in the stillness, we're going to lengthen the spine. And then just twist to the left, taking that left arm up. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, back to that low lunge. And then we're going to slowly lower that right leg to the ground. And then we're going to walk the blocks back a little bit, finding our way to a half monkey, Hanumanasana. So lengthening that left leg. The right hip is over the right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinging from the hips, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hinging. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, inhale, come forward. On exhale, placing the sole of that left foot to the ground. Maybe setting the blocks aside for a moment. We're just going to set that left foot back, find our way back to a plank. Then we're going to exhale, drop the knees, elbows into the ribs, lying down. Do a half chaturanga. Oh, finding a cobra bhujangasana, opening the heart, using the muscles of the back more than the hands for this cobra pose. And on exhale, we're going to hips up and back, downward facing dog. And just taking 3 deep ujjayi breaths as you refine the pose. So again, blossoming the sit bones, heels reaching down to the ground. Arms are internally and externally doing what they do. Breathing here. And then after that third exhalation, we'll inhale, reach that right leg up and back. Exhale, we're going to step it forward for a little lunge. On the side, maybe finding your blocks again. You can always just find spider fingers too. Tenting of the fingers. And then finding your right knee now over that right ankle. And the back leg is long, pressing into an imaginary wall. And just begin to wiggle forward and back a little bit. Breathing. The sternum is free so you can breathe. And then finding stillness in that low lunge. Maybe taking your block to another more stable level. On an inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine. On exhale, we're just going to twist to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, keeping that right knee over the right ankle. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. And now back to the center. And slowly, with control, we're just going to lower that left knee to the ground. Maybe putting the blanket under there if you like. We're going to bring the sole of the right foot off the ground. Hips finding their way back so that that left hip is over the left knee now. Walking your blocks back, lengthening the spine. Inhaling and on exhale, hinging from the hips, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lengthening. Oh, exhale, we're going to bring that right foot to the ground. Pull the back toes under. Your way back to that low lunge. We're just going to step that right foot back. Finding your plank. Exhaling. Maybe finding a full chaturanga now. Elbows into the ribs. Inhale, rolling over the toes, opening up the heart. And exhale, lifting the hips up and back. Down facing dog. Maybe remove the blanket. Breathing here, taking 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. After the third exhalation, we'll inhale and reach that left leg up and back. On exhale, we're going to step that left foot forward. That right foot forward to meet it. Rolling forward. On the inhale, we're going to reach the arms. Swan diving all the way back up to mountain pose. Samastiti. On inhale, sinking the hips, sweeping the arms up. Finding an awkward chair pose. Bending at the knees. Noticing in your awkward chair where you're holding your balance in your feet. Noticing if you're all the way back in your heels. Trying to even it all out. Breathing here. Inhale, hands to the heart center. On exhale, we're just going to twist to the left. Could be a really deep twist. It could be a shallow twist. Every inhale, lengthening. Every exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. You can even spread your arms like airplane wings. Keeping the knees even. Taking a peek down there if you need to. Every inhale, lengthening. Every exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, sweeping it back up to Utkatasana. Coming up for half a breath. And sinking back down. Inhale, hips to the heart center. On exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Taking that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Maybe the hands stay at the heart. Maybe you spread them like airplane wings. Every inhale, lengthening. Every exhale, twisting a little deeper, maybe. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhaling all the way back to the center. On exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthening the spine. On exhale, we're going to step, hop, or float your way back to plank. Exhale to your chaturanga. It could be half, could be full. Finding your way to your back bend of choice. Not rushing through your back bend. Curling the toes under. Lifting the hips up and back. Now we're facing dog. 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. Breathing here. On your next inhale, we're going to pivot that left foot in. So pivot the left heel in. We're going to step the right foot forward. And find our way to warrior one. So in warrior one, the feet are in opposite lanes of traffic. You're squaring your hips towards the top of the mat. And then you're rounding down. Step back heel, left heel, while that right knee stays over the right ankle. The heart is open. Pinkies are turned in towards the temples. Breathing here. From here, we're just going to bring the palms of the hands together. We're going to begin to slowly, subtly shift our weight into that right leg, pouring our weight into the foot like a sandbag, pouring sand into a sandbag. And then left foot launches. You're just finding your way to warrior three. Your arms can be spread like airplane wings, reaching out in front of you. You can always use your friends, the blocks, here as well. That left foot is engaged. The body's like a T shape. Hips are even. Focus towards the ground. Lengthening 3 different directions at once. And taking as long or short of a flight. Warrior 3. Now you're ready. Whenever you're ready, we'll come back to Warrior 1. No rush. Finding your edge, not going past it, but challenging yourself. When you feel ready, slowly lowering back down. Control, finding your grounding again. Warrior 1. And then bringing the hands to the hips. We're just going to slowly bring that left foot in a tad. You can straighten that right leg a little bit. Readjusting the legs if they feel good. We're setting up for pyramid. Open the heart. And on exhale, lengthening the spine, folding forward. I like to go all the way down. Maybe you have blocks here. And you're lengthening the spine. And you're melting forward. Maybe the hands are palm on top of sacrum behind the back. Or maybe you're just using your hands to give yourself a little self-assist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Noticing if the longer you're in this pyramid, maybe the more you can melt into it. Finding another level. And slowly lengthening the spine, coming back up to the prep, and then stepping the feet back to where they were. Warrior 1. Maybe finding Warrior 1 for a moment. And then we're going to lower the hands down. Set that left foot back, finding your low lunge. Stepping the right foot back to meet the left. Exhaling to chaturanga or half chaturanga. Inhaling, opening up the heart. Upward facing dog or maybe Bhujangasana. And exhale, lifting the hips up and back for 3 deep and dry breaths. You can always lower the knees to the ground. Finding child's pose if you'd rather. And just breathing here. Scanning the body for sensations. And we'll inhale, reach that left leg up and back. On exhale, we're going to step that left foot forward. We're going to pivot that right heel in. Finding a good foundation of the feet, opposite lanes of traffic. Squaring off the hips. Getting that left knee over the left ankle. Grounding down to that right heel. Before opening up the heart. Turning the pinkies in towards the temples. I'm just breathing here. Virabhadasana 1. Abiding in your pose. And always readjust. You don't have to be frozen. If it doesn't feel right, you can always readjust. And we're going to inhale the hands to the heart center. We're going to begin to pour the sand into the sandbag, that left foot. Slowly Sinking forward. And I'm lifting that right foot off the ground. Finding your warrior one on this side. Again, you can find your blocks. Take them to the highest level if you like. Squaring off the hips. And keeping that back foot engaged. You're lengthening through the torso, but you're also lengthening through that right leg. And the pelvis is parallel with the floor. Breathing here. And again, you can take as long or as short of a flight. In Warrior 3, arms can be spread wide like airplane wings, or forward, or on blocks, on a chair. Challenging yourself, but not going past your edge. And whenever you feel ready, you're going to lower that back foot, that right foot back. Settles off landing. Back, and Warrior 1. Just for a moment, we'll take the hands to the hips, beginning to straighten that left leg. Bringing that right foot in just a tad. Readjusting, lengthening the spine. On exhale, I'm going to hinge from the hips, folding forward into pyramid. Maybe grabbing those blocks again. You can also have your hands behind the back. Every inhale, lengthening the spine. The front leg is straight, but you've got a micro bend going on. Protect the knee. You're not hyperextending the leg. Every inhale, lengthening. Every exhale, just folding forward. Inhaling and lengthening. Exhale, folding forward. Maybe as you melt, you readjust the depth of the blocks. Noticing if the pose evolves into deeper levels. Inhale. Slowly coming back up in a long spine. Find your way back to Warrior 1. Just for a breath. And we'll inhale. And we're going to just open up. Finding our way to Goddess pose. So that your legs are in a bit of a horse stance, like you're riding a horse. And sinking the hips. And just beginning to shift side to side a little bit. Like you're just like a sumo wrestler thing too. Inhaling here. Inhale, come up. Draw the left and the right. So the feet are now parallel. We're going to open up the heart. On exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Right leg forward, fold. Maybe bringing the right fist down to the ground, lifting the spine. On exhale, reaching that left arm out. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. And come back, unraveling. And bringing the left fist to the ground. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, opening that right arm up. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. And inhaling back to the center. Now walking the hands forward a little bit. I'm going to toe heel the feet back in a little bit to so almost where they were for goddess. And then we're just going to sink the hips a little more. And we're finding our way to yogic squat. You can always sit on a couple of blocks here. This feels uncomfortable. The heels are off the ground. You have a blanket under the heels. Just hanging out here, using the elbows to lengthen the spine. Maybe shifting side to side. And then when you're ready, gracefully finding your way to a butterfly pose. Bring the soles of the feet together. You can either do butterfly or cobblers. Cobblers, the feet are a little bit closer in. And you'll lengthen the spine on exhale, folding forward. If you're in the butterfly, more of a yin pose, the feet are further away. More of a diamond shape in the legs. And the spine is just going to droop forward. Breathing here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come back up. And from here, we're just going to bring the lower half of the left leg more like right in front of you. And then we're going to cradle the right leg. So rocking it out a little bit, opening up that right hip. And then we're going to place the lower half of the right leg on top of the left leg, two Lincoln logs, setting up for a double pigeon pose. If there's a big space between that right knee and that left foot, put a blanket there if you like. Otherwise, inhaling, lengthening the spine. You can stay here. You don't need to fold forward, but if you feel like folding forward, inhale, lengthening. And exhale, folding forward. You can always give yourself a little self-assist here by taking the thumbs near the hips. Make a little space. Inhale and lengthen. As you exhale, you fold. Inhaling and lengthening. And exhale, folding. Inhale, come back up tall. We're going to slowly take that right leg off. We're going to bring the knee of that left foot a little bit more to the center. And then just take that right foot to the outside of that left foot. Really press it into the ground, keeping both sit bones grounded here. We're going to inhale. Reach that right arm up to the sky. Reach behind you. Sort of hug that right leg in. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, twisting Ardha Matsyendrasana to the right. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, back to the center. Slowly taking that right leg off. Walking that left leg out a little bit. We're going to bring the right leg out long. We're going to bring the sole of the left foot into the thigh, the inner thigh of that right leg. maybe taking a block or blanket under that right knee. We're going to reach the right arm to the inside of the right leg, palm facing up to the ceiling. Inhale, take that left arm up. And then melting over the right leg. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, melt. Now inhale, back up. Maybe wiggling out. Shoulders, moving the block. And we're just going to switch out the legs. Bring the lower half of the right leg down to the ground, paralleling it with the torso. We're going to slowly hug, cradle the lower half of that left leg, rocking it out like a little baby. And then we're going to gently lower the left leg top of the right. You can always put a blanket under the hip. There's a big distance. Always readjust. Getting grounded, lengthening the spine. And you can hang out here. Or if you're ready, you want to melt forward, begin to walk those fingers forward. Every inhale lengthening. Every exhale melting forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. You can always give yourself a little self-assist by pressing the thumb right in there, top of the high T-band. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, making some space. Pressing the thumbs in, melting forward. Inhale, coming back up. Bring in the top leg off for a little bit as you walk that right knee a little bit closer in. You're going to take that sole of that left foot, the outside, that right thigh. Inhale, reaching that right arm up. And just sort of hugging that left knee in, reaching the left arm up, helicoptering it around behind you. And then Ardha Matsyendrasana to the left this time. Trying to ground that left foot into the ground if it reaches the ground. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back to the center. We're slowly pick that left leg out. Maybe taking a block under that left knee, right foot into the left thigh. We'll take that left arm to the inside of the left leg, palm towards the ceiling. We'll take that right arm up, over, just leaning onto that left leg. And feeling this in your spine. Breathing into the right side of the rib cage here. Inhale. And come back up. Maybe rolling the shoulders a little bit. Then we're just going to find our way over the hands and knees. Bring the big toes together. Find your way to child's pose. Resting here. Surrendering here in child's pose. And we're going to play with headstand prep. A little bit dolphin pose. Interlacing the fingers together. So you make like a little basket for your head. Shoulders above the elbows, forearms on the ground. And then finding a little place for your head in your hands. And lift the knees off the ground. And just walk feet in a little bit. Breathing here. And then lifting the head off the ground. Maybe walk the feet back a little bit. Inhale. The nose over the interlaced fingers. Inhale, reaching the head back up. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale. Inhale, coming back up. And lower the knees back to the ground. Hips to the heels. Resting here. And if you'd like to play with headstand, you don't have to. You only want to do it if you feel comfortable in the middle of your room. Taking the top of the head or whatever part around the top of the head feels like the sweet spot of the skull. Really making a little nest with the thumbs and the fingers. And maybe walking the feet in. If you feel ready again, no pressure. Just hang out here. Maybe lifting the feet to the ceiling. And just hanging out here for a few breaths. When you feel ready, coming back to child's pose. Keep control of the legs. Reaching the heels towards the ceiling. Again, you don't have to be here long. Coming back down when you're ready. With control. And recovering in child's pose. Wisdom pose. Breathing here. And then we're just going to slowly roll over onto our backs. And once you're on your back, you're going to sit on your right knuckles, and then you're going to sit on your left knuckles. Bring the elbows in, reaching the legs out long, and opening the heart. Finding a fish pose here. Breathing here. Fish pose is really good for the teeth and the throat. When you've had your fill, freeing your hands, lowering back down. We're going to slowly draw both knees in. And just rocking gently side to side. Hapanasana. And if you want to play with happy baby pose, finding your peace fingers at your big toes, reaching the knees towards the armpits. Just giving the kidneys a final massage. And when your baby's happy, letting go of your feet, lengthening, legs out long, pulling the shoulders under, palms towards the ceiling. Resting here. Finding your Shavasana, so maybe removing your glasses or placing a blanket underneath the knees or over the body as the body will begin to cool as you rest in Shavasana. Breathing here, releasing, letting go. Letting go of any special yogic breath you might have had going on, and just returning to that natural breath, your normal evening. Maybe scanning the body for sensations, or maybe just letting go. And slowly beginning to deepen the breath. Taking a deeper inhale and a deeper exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. You need to bring movement to the fingers and the toes, ankles and the wrists. Dropping the head to the right and dropping the head to the left. Bending the knees, placing the soles of the feet on the ground. Just rolling over to the right side in a fetal position and see if they can pose some new beginnings. Just hang out there for a moment. Checking in with how you're feeling now versus the beginning of class. And when you feel ready, no need to rush. Slowly finding your way back up to where we began. In an easy seated pose, Sukhasana, maybe the eyes are still closed. Bring the palms of the hands together to Anjali Mudra, the heart center. And we'll close tonight's class. We're just one chant of Om to seal the practice. And first we'll do a cleansing breath. We're just taking a deep inhale through the nose. And a deep exhale through the mouth. And then inhale into Om. Slowly opening the eyes. Namaste. Thanks for coming to early evening Vinyasa. I'm Stephen. Hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful evening.